Hey everybody. Sorry it's a bit noisy in here this evening. I got the fan in the window, trying to ventilate the basement, air it out a little bit. It was a really nice day. Trying to give our air conditioning a little bit of a break. So I was thinking about the plants that are in this tank today. And the plant in particular that I'm thinking about is this Aponogeton down here. I'm not exactly sure what species it is. I didn't realize there were so many species, and they come from all over the world, and each different species has a different life cycle. Some of them go dormant, some of them dry out completely and can live through the dry season in Africa. Some live in India and Asia and stay submerged year-round. And so I'm not 100% sure which plant this is or which species this is, but it should be fairly easy to grow. Doesn't require a whole lot of light, as you can see by the area it's growing in, and that's largely because of this floating water sprite here. So don't forget, I do sell this water sprite. You can check below and look for my email if you're interested in any Java fern or water sprite, and who knows, I may have the odd something or other here and there. It's always worth contacting me to see what kind of plants I've got. But with this Aponogeton here, I'm thinking about putting some of it in my red-clawed crab tank that is open top and is very low-end brackish. I'm kind of thinking about revamping that tank a little bit and sort of switching it up the way it's sitting in my little garden tank area. I've got the light shut off now so we can shoot this video, or we could go have a look at it. But if I plant it in there, it might grow up and out. We might see some flowers floating on the surface, sort of lily pad style. I'm not really sure what we would see with that. At the very least, I definitely want to get, these little babies here that have risen up on these runners here. I want to get them cut off and removed into a different tank somewhere. I'm just not sure where they're going to go or what tank I'm going to put them in just yet. I might even just move them around in this tank a little bit, where it's a little bit more lighted over here. I could put a few on the bottom. But this tank is already pretty busy with plants. There's lots of stuff going on in here. This little cluster right here is all just babies growing out of the root of this Java fern here. And this Java fern that you can see up there that's got all those little sort of fingers on it, I was calling that trident fern because that's what I was told it was, but that is actually Java fern Windelov. And I do have some of that available for sale right now too, so if you're interested in that, again, check my email down below. I don't know if I want to put any more of it in this tank. I tried putting a little bit of a species of Crip down here. I think it was Crip. I can't remember. I'm just terrible with this stuff. I buy it because it looks good, and then I put it in the tank and forget what it was called. But you can see a few little pieces hanging on behind that white rock back there. Again, don't think it's really getting enough in the way of light with all of this huge, thick, dense water sprite floating right up above it. So I do get in there and try to keep that as thinned out as I can, but there's only so much you can do. It's a big broad plant. Even when I've got it thinned out and I've got all the little babies, pulled out of there, and it's not a really dense mat across the surface, it still creates quite a bit of shading. Now, personally, I like it. I think it looks beautiful that way. But as far as trying to grow plants way down on the bottom of this tank, it just makes it really difficult. Even low light plants, this tank doesn't have a whole lot of lighting on it to begin with, and then when you start talking about the distance away that you actually are, and then you're moving through water that's got debris in it. I know the water looks nice and crystal clear to me and you, but as far as light traveling through it, it's a very different story. And then, of course, the tannins in there that really, you just don't appreciate how much the tannins really just suck the light right out of the water. And so by the time you get way down here, you're in a very low light situation, and these plants themselves can barely hang on. Although I gotta say, this one has finally sent out a little runner, and I've got a second one coming up now, and I think this is also some kind of val, but I'm not sure. Again, it's been a couple years since I put all this stuff in this tank, and it's hard to remember what's what. This fern here tried and struggled, and you can see it kind of put a couple little babies out, but they're not doing real well. I've pulled a few of them out. I actually do have a couple of them floating in my bucket in the other room. But my main concern was this Aponogeton, because apparently some of the species can grow in, well, I read that some of them can grow in hard water. So I don't know if that translates to low-end brackish. It usually does. If a plant can grow in hard water, you can probably get away with it in low-end brackish. If I can find out what species it is, and it turns out to be some sort of marginal plant, it's very likely that I could get it to grow in my actual brackish tank with butterbean, and I could get some different kind of plants going on in there instead of just the plain old Java fern that's actually kind of struggling to hang on in there. But the brackish water in that tank has a little bit higher of a specific gravity than in my red-clawed crab tank. I keep my red-clawed crab tank very low. In fact, I don't even check the specific gravity in my red-clawed crab tank. I honestly just do the taste test. And on that tank, I keep it right at the cusp of being able to taste it as being a sort of salty water. My actual brackish tank that gets kept at a salinity of around 1.008 or thereabouts, maybe a little less than that. That water, when you taste it, is noticeably salty. It's very, very clearly brackish water when you put a little dab of that on your tongue. My red-clawed crab tank, not so much. You can tell that it is salty, but not terribly salty. Now, if you've actually followed my channel since the beginning, you will know that these two fish, my Tenopoma and my Synodontis there, I have often referred to over the years many times as my odd couple. They have palled around both in this tank and the original tank, the tank that I used to call my African tank, was where they both got their start as little baby fish together, and they have grown up together, and they often do this weird sort of swimming next to each other, kind of touching each other. It's hard to tell whether they're sort of sizing each other up or whether they're palling around. It's just interesting behavior, but they've done it for years, and that's why I've just always called them my odd couple. So there you go, just a little look at my 125 here. Nothing particular on my mind besides that Aponogeton that I was thinking about today, that plant I got in there. And then other than that, of course, since we're sitting here looking at the tank, we may as well look at whatever else we've got going on. So make sure you're subscribed, and that way you won't miss any updates on this tank or anything else. And don't forget, as I said, this is my 125 gallon. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you real soon in the next one.